greeting you with another edition of eLive Unplugged. We're speaking with Dean Ivanhoe Fraser, Jamaican saxophonist who has contributed to hundreds of reggae recordings since the mid-1970s.
How did this love of music start?
I guess it just started in Trench Town, where I grew up, and to see so many great singers and musicians around, you know, the Alton, Ellis, Bob Marley, Tash, you know, Delroy Wilson, all of these people, and then, you know, all these people did were them just sing, and it was something for you to catch on to, you know. A man like Joe Higgs, you know, them run a Second Street just a sing all night. And I just wanted to be somebody like that, you know. I wanted to, like, I just wanted to sing too and play an acoustic guitar too. And, you know, it was something that I wanted to do. But then...
But Dean, it was a time that all of this creative expression was taking place, but it was not yet glamorous. So what made a boy in Trench Town want to do what Bob did, want to do what Delroy Wilson is doing?
The thing is that I used to do the 10 o'clock matinees at Carib. And you had live bands playing in between film. And I had a chance to see the Scatterlights and Tommy McCook and Supersonics and all these great musicians, you know. So when my aunt sent me to learn to play, you know, I just wanted to start to play and be one of these guys, you know. It just looked exciting to me personally.
Where did you go to learn?
Jone Town. I used to walk up to Jone Town in the evenings at Love Street and learn to play. And
what were you learning to play?
A clarinet. And of course, you know, you evolve from this to saxophones, but it is a clarinet I started on.
Who had the instruments?
The National Volunteers, and a little man named Babe O'Brien, you know, taught us to play there. And teach quite a few of us, me, Nambo, Chico, Barry, Calvin McKenzie, quite a few of us learned there to play. I used to perform when I leave music class to go home. You know, you'd have 1 and 2 man on the corner, used to just say, look at you, play a sata for me now. And so that sata intro, that pa 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 da 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 da, was just something the man them just say, yes, a little youth that can play, you know. It wasn't anything big at the time, but, you know, they felt that I was good enough. And then when I started to do a little practicing at home, you know, all the youth they would have called bad boy, them used to just come and lean up on the wall, and, you know, them would have just behave as if, yeah, you know, youth here play some music and thing, you know. So it was something to, you know, grow up to and want to do.
Who gave you your first instrument?
My mom bought me my first saxophone, of course.
How old were you?
15.
Tell me a little bit about your mother.
Mother is just a normal mother who love people and love everybody, and, you know, she used to be a conductress on the Jamaica Omnibus service.
GOS bus.
Yes, so
the green bus.
She bought me my first instrument, but it was my aunt who sent me to learn to play music. So, you know, the two of them play. Two fathers I did have, you know. I have two fathers who was my two mothers, you know. And so them get me for play, and
There was no father in your life?
No, I did have a stepfather, my mother's husband, but, I mean, he left for the States, and then my mother followed suit, so me just have music for hold on to, you know.
Has it affected how you deal with your own children?
No way. Because me did understand, say, me have to survive, and if me go try a thing and get in a, you know, bad company business, you're not going to survive that. Because, you know, as you grow, you watch your brethren, them just depart and, you know.
When you said depart, you mean dead?
Yes, you know, them, you know, say last week, a 12 hour, and then this week, you know, there was 10, you know, and it never looked good after a time, you know, because, you know, you don't see your brethren them, and some just, you know, who are just associates. And we start, you know, disappear one, and, you know, say, boy, you have to survive that. And you have something that you can make yourself into somebody. So I held on to music.
So your mother left. Who were you with at the time?
When my mother, that's me. That's me and my little brother, them. We just band together and survive.
How many brothers you have?
Well, I started out having 4 brothers and a sister. But years after, when I find my father, all of that multiplied drastically, you know. So right now, we have about 11 brothers and maybe about 5 sisters.
It's a whole army.
It's a whole army.
Talk to me about finding your father.
Well, I just had a name. And, you know, my first daughter, she majored in something where you go find people and all of that. So she find him, and she does. Well, his name is very unusual. My father named Spurgeon, and I never hear that name yet, and I never hear it again. So she just said, Sita, and she just give me an address, and we just find him.
Hold that thought, Dean. We pause for a cause. On the other side, more with Dean Fraser. Thanks for staying with us. This is Eli Unplugged, where we're chatting with Dean Fraser, saxophonist extraordinaire. He was telling us how he met up with his father after so many years.
Well, first, I have a big brother. Well, up to live near him. So I send my big brother first, and my big brother just go in and say, you know this, you ever hear this name or this person? And he was like, no. And he said, well, are you that or your son that? You know, and like him say, huh? You know, so I think my brother said that, like his wife said, don't, come on, you know. And so everything just calmed down after that. So when me go link him just let there look at me, and he was really, really, really excited, you know. Him just joy, just enough joy. And, you know, for me now, it was just that little thing where, you know, when you go to school and every youth, I say, yeah, my father this and my father that. You know, it was just a situation now where finally I can say, yeah, man, it's my father there. And I'm cool and everything good.
He's still alive?
Yeah, man.
What's the relationship like now?
Great. Me and him reason regularly and thing. Him is 96 years of age. And him is...
Still in England?
Yeah, man.
All right, now, so tell me about, so you're in Trench Town, you've learned to play these 2 instruments, you know, playing. How did you, therefore, become such a great part of the industry?
Well, I started out in the NVO brass band, really. NVO brass band was a combination of saxes, trumpets, trombone, sousaphone, drums, baritone horn. So it was a, you know, nice little brass band, school band like. And so we used to play little gigs for Golden Ages and all of that, you know. So this is where we started, you know. So we used to go around the island in a little VW bus, and we play for these little golden age people at these homes and all that, and especially at Christmas, it was a nice thing for them. So I started there, and then my teacher told me that I should go and play for Sonny Bradshaw. So it took me a little time to try and get some confidence in doing so, because I don't think I was really ready for that kind of situation. But then I think everything was there ready for me. I just go over to Mr. Bradshaw's house.
So you knew where to find Sonny Bradshaw?
Yeah, man. I got his address and I went there, and he just gave me all the music and said, play what you can play.
So the teacher had already called him?
Yeah, man. Them make them connection and everything. Because my teacher was one of his band members for years before, So, I just took the music. I didn't know what I was doing really, but I tried to play what I could play until finally I had a chance to rehearse with the band, and everything started there.
So from Sonny Bradshaw, you started touring locally and internationally?
No, man. I stayed in the band, and, well, if you call it touring locally, yes, I played all over Jamaica. Played a lot in the hotels also. Played a lot at the Sheraton Junkanoo. It's it as a Hilton, right? So it's a Sheraton Junkanoo lounge, and we played for a couple of dance gigs and all of that. But then it wasn't until about 79 that I wanted to hear myself on the radio. I wanted to hear myself playing on records. And so I started to go and do like every artist who want a bus, you just go to the studio and stand up. So I had to
Which studio?
I went to Joe Gibbs' studio, Channel 1 Studios, Harry J Studios. Just go there with my instrument and stand up and wait. Every now and then a man say, play pan a tune and thing. Never usually get paid, but I want to play pan the tune, so me just do it.
What were some of the tunes that you played on at that time?
I remember playing Abyssinian's tune called This Land. Yeah, I remember a little Rastaman named Icon. Him come and say, play pan a tune. But the exciting thing about that wasn't really me playing on the song. The exciting thing was that I was playing alongside Tommy McCook, Herman Marquez, Bobby Ellis, Dirty Harry, Vin Garden, and Bubbles Cameron. And that was the real exciting part, because I was playing with the best, so I had to be at my P's and Q. Never made a mistake the whole night, but because I was just young and ready, but it all started there. And E.T. at Joe Gibbs used to wait until everybody gone home, then he'd say, come in the studio and play. So, I used to just go in there and play all by myself and all of that. And so, I just take time and seep in. By this time, Nambo, who wasn't in Jamaica at the time, the late Nambo Robinson, of course, my brethren, he came back and he just said, come. And so we just got together, and between me, him, Chico, Chin, David Madden, we just decided that we are going to play on records. So that we did.
What was your first record?
I think it was That in the Arena down at Channel 1. The first album I did was Black Hornman down at Joe Gibbs' studio. And then I started to play little albums here and there for different people. And then I did Pumping Air, which came out on Island Records. Big Bad Sax, that was a dancehall version of the thing that I did down at Jammies. And I did Big Up also on Island Records.
You did a gospel one too?
Yes, I did. I did a gospel album for Never Lee. It's called Yes, Jesus Loves Me, yeah, so.
So you've done all of those that are mainly instrumental.
Yes, they are, yeah.
But like you say, you've done Beenie Man.
From Bob Marley to Beenie Man. And then, of course, I must say the biggest thing that I've done for myself was the Dean Plays Bob edition. That was 1 and 2, you know. So.
Wicked. When you play the sax, what do you feel?
It's a feeling that I can't really explain. It feels
like a relationship.
Yes,
like
it is everything. It's hate too, because sometimes you get real aggressive, you know, and usually, well, sometimes for me, I play well when maybe I'm upset, or maybe I'm going through a phase, you know, so you really pour all of that into the instrument or into whatever music you are doing at the time. You know, so it's really something to hold on to.
In this list of From Bob to Beenie Man, just name some of the people that you've worked with.
I've worked with Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, Culture, Diamonds, Lauryn Hill. I've worked with Aretha Franklin. I've worked with Four Tops. I've worked with Morgan Heritage, Tarrus Riley, Luciana, Sizzla, Freddie McGregor. I've worked with almost everybody.
You're watching another stimulating episode of eLive Unplugged with legendary saxophonist Dean Fraser. You do not want to miss what he says on the other side. Welcome to the final segment of eLive Unplugged with Dean Fraser.
What's interesting is that every week we do a reggae Billboard chart. And on that chart, inevitably, every week, is fewer and fewer Jamaicans. I've done the chart and there is no Jamaican. What are your thoughts on that?
Our music is, I think, the business part of our music and that seriousness in our music. I don't think we are doing well in holding that together. I think we need to organize ourselves here in Jamaica as musicians, you know, and stop being individuals, you know. We just need to organize and come together and start our thing here. Because how are we going to complain about a chart that them have a foreign and we don't have a chart here in Jamaica? This is a very serious thing. What happened to our chart? Is our music why we don't have our own chart? And I'm talking about proper something. You know, so why are we trying to say, yeah, why not Jamaicans not in that? The people them have their own thing, so them set up for them thing for themselves. We set up our thing for ourselves.
What about the marketing of the music out of Jamaica? Are we doing that accurately?
Yes and no. I mean, you know, social media are the thing now, so everybody just and go to social media. What I had to say to a friend of mine the other day, I said, yes, all right, 100 million views. What about the music? You know, we're at a stage now, right? We're just talking about views. So if I go to social media now and I do something, maybe something weird, I don't know, I get 300 million views in a day or two, but what about the music? I'm a saxophonist, I'm supposed to play and get the views, you understand me? So people, the trending thing is a little problem, right? But I guess that's where it's at. that's where it's at, you know, that's where the whole thing is heading. But then we still must pay some attention or pay more attention to the music.
So it's 2019, we're going into 2020 pretty shortly. How do you feel about how the culture is showcased in Jamaica? So you're a tourist, you come to Jamaica. Where do you access reggae music? How do you access reggae music in the land of reggae music?
Well, as a tourist, there's not much. I guess as a tourist, if you want to access some kind of music, you'd have to do a Negril gig or a Montego Bay gig where these youngsters down there are playing, you know. But Kingston, the capital, I don't think we have enough. I don't think we don't have one venue that you could say, yes, I can go there 4 nights out of the week and there's live reggae music. I mean, in 2020, it's such a far way, because I can tell you, in 1979, 1980, when you come to Kingston, you could go, Red Hills Road alone had like 5 live venues that live music was played.
If you were purposed to create the reggae experience in Jamaica, what are some of the things that you would do?
I think I would develop a tour situation. I would develop a situation where I would take any artist to the 14 parishes. And when the artists are done, next artist to the 14 parishes. Just like when we are on tour, I think I would create something like that.
What makes you laugh?
You know something? You have musicians and singers in Jamaica. The man them, I don't want to say them funny. The man them just make you laugh more time. You see, when a group of us get together, any group of us, you know, and you start to talk about tours, just tours. We don't even vary. We don't move from there. So you have so much laugh that you can't imagine. You know, and I mean, it was what? I was working at Jimmy Cliff's I've been working there for the past like 5 days, and so a lot of musicians is, you know, running and out. And boy, we sit there. Even last night, Jimmy and I was there, and we started to talk about Africa and us going to jail in Africa and all them kind of things.
What do you mean the jail in Africa?
Well, like one of the first time that I went to Africa, I went on stage with Fela Kuti, right? And he has this song that he sings called THTHTH, and the song really states that how the government and the police and thief the people their money. So when him sing that song there, everybody get wild, you know? So whenever he's doing concerts in Nigeria, in Lagos, the police ask him not to do that song. So we were on tour down there in 1988, and you know, I was this little youth, and fella said, "Come in," and him carry me and number up on stage. And I remember the police saying, "Remember, it's the first tune he did, first song." And when I look, I just see the army surround the stage. And I am like, well, I'm going to go jail today, you know? And them just take me off a stage and thing. But then I remember like one of the officers, you know, looking at me and then they say, okay, you go over there. So when it's, you know, but then, you know, Jimmy had his stories to telling us about, you know, when he went to these places and them lock him up too. So it's not anything new. Plenty of
It's far away from home, where you are a first-class citizen, and they must lock you up. Then what happens?
It usually just play out perfect.
It's another big thing. You just build your stripe.
It just play out perfectly, and you just say, yeah, I'm going to jail Africa, and it's done.
All right.
I mean, we have the same almost things too. It happens in America too, and England, everywhere. Europe, you have to just walk your line straight so that, you know, them not have nothing for you.
As we wrap, Dean, what is it that you want any viewer watching to know about Dean Fraser? That's important.
I just want the people to see me and accept that I am a musician and I'm true to the music and I'm true to our Jamaican music. I want our music to be the best, you know, and I will always work towards that goal.
He is saxophonist legend Dean Fraser, putting a wrap on another eLive Unplugged.